Hi everyone and welcome to Trades of the Week. I hope you guys have had an amazing start of the week, and today it's going to be myself and Keith Sullivan taking you through what is happening in the stock market and in the crypto market, what we are looking to get into and what we are looking to get out to as well. So I think let's just dive straight into it. So if we jump into the stock market and look at what we have invested in previously, there's loads of fun things happening. We are currently in profit with Casey. Woo! Are we milking the cow, Keith?
Well, we're not milking the cow just yet, but we are moving our stop loss up to start locking in some profits with Casey, because we've been waiting a long time with this one. We have been waiting, and finally, it's given us a return, which is good, right?
Well, speak for yourself. I am not waiting too long on this, but we are moving the stop loss to locking in around 1% profits. So worst comes to worst, we make 1%. Way happy days. Secondly, we have BAH. This is Marcus' favorite company, as we know, Booz Allen, and they are in profit currently. Are we moving the stop loss, Keith?
Not just yet. We're not in a process right now in regards to being in enough profit to now add our stop loss higher. So we just got to wait a tiny bit more for this one.
Yeah, like Keith says, right? We do need to follow a strategy. Very, very important, which is what we do and which is what you guys know that we do as well. And then we have Cruise as well. So Cirrus Logic, we moved the stop loss to around break even here. And let's see what happens. But worst comes to worst, we'll make 0.2% or something like that. So stop loss at break even on CRUS as well. And then we have TGI, Triumph Group. We are around, a little bit on a loss actually. So make sure you do your research. It might well be that you can get in at a better price than we did. And if this is a loss, then it's Keith's fault. And then we are in ES as well, Energy Source, Eversource Energy. So we have a big downward trend here. It's just hovering around. It took us in. And now we are in a loss heading towards the stop loss, but we'll see. It looks like it's found some resistance. So hopefully it goes down from there. So do your research on this as well. And next up is Community Health Systems. We entered this a week or so ago. We're currently around break even on this as well. So once again, make sure you do your research and you can in at the same price as we did. DOC, this is Physicians Reality Trust. And we are going to put a stop loss around 0.5% in profit, a little bit less, or around break even, just to make sure we don't turn it into a losing trade. And the reason I put the stop loss a little bit above break even, above the entry point, is because there's some fees attached. So we do want to make sure we just take a little bit more, so we include the fees in that stop loss. And then the last one that we want to recap is Johnson & Johnson, this giant of a company. We're a little bit in a profit on Johnson & Johnson. So let's see how that plays out. And then we have, before we get into the three new ones, Keith, what is happening in the market?
Right, so an interesting week once again in the market with two major news announcements coming out, which is all around employment within the US. So we had the jobless claims, which is the amount of people who are claiming unemployment benefits. And we also have the non-farm payroll, which is showing us the creation of jobs. Now, if we go back to the unemployment, okay, the amount of people claiming unemployment benefits, this has actually gone back again to a low of the pandemic. So we are seeing that less people now are claiming unemployment and are claiming benefits. They're not really claiming benefits anymore, meaning there must be more jobs that are being created, and that is shown in the non-farm payroll, which is showing that there has been a larger amount of jobs being created month on month. So that is a good sign for the American economy, because what that shows is the US is getting stronger. If more people are employed, what does that mean for the economy? It means more people are being paid, meaning more people spend money. And this helps grow the economy once again. And it is looking like it's going back to the level where it was pre-pandemic, which is great. But the second part of the news all comes down to tapering. As we learned 2 weeks ago, actually, tapering is the slowing down that institutions or centralized banks can add assets to their balance sheet. So what the Fed have said is, yes, the non-farm payroll was good, but it fell short of our expectations, which means we are not going to implement tapering in September like we believe. Now, what does that mean? It means the stimulus packages are still being pumped into the market, the same speed as normal, okay? But that also means we may see a bit more volatility in our major indices because it's not limiting the amount of assets and the time that institutions or centralized banks can buy the assets for their balance sheet. So what we are seeing now is, the market is still going to create an all-time high, and we're going to see that as long as the stimulus packages are still around. But with the tapering being held off, we are going to now see a bit more volatility, which means we might see a bit more of a sharper pullback and sharper continuations higher. So this is the news for this week. And I think it's an interesting week. We are still going to be looking at making all-time highs once again. With that, we are looking now to take profit in some of our VCAs, especially in our commodities, as we are seeing commodities also increase, and we are looking at more long positions. So Dennis, anything to add?
Yeah, it sounds like a weather station. Now up to you, Keith, for the weather. What is it looking like? But it's just most news. But that being said, I think Keith is right. We think the market will go higher as long as they have the stimulus packages, but we just never know, which is why you should not mortgage your house and put everything in the stock market, because we don't know. That's why we're hedged, right? We have longs, we have shorts, and the ones we're adding this week is the first one is commercial metals companies. Speaking of precious metals. And this is a good one. We have a good risk reward ratio on this one. It's creating higher highs and higher lows here, which is great. So I think we could get a good return on this one. So this is one that we're adding at the moment. Looks to be finding some support around this level here. The next one is MasterCard, right? MasterCard is also getting into cryptocurrencies, which is very exciting. And it's currently down quite a bit, actually, down around 10% from the roof of this channel we're seeing here. So it's down at the support level, looks like a good buffalo. And we have a bit more than a 6 to 1 even, right? So we can, if you're risking $1, you can make 6, which is incredible. This is absolutely one to put on that watch list, and we are placing an order on that today. And then the last one is Nova. This is Sonova Energy International. And this is one we were in before, right? We have been in this and we are around the break-even point. So if you haven't entered this, you can absolutely still do that as well. So as you can see here, we have a good risk-reward ratio, and the stop loss would go over this high in 2nd of September here. So we have a little bit of margin. And then we'll have a good risk reward ratio here. So those are the 3 ones we're adding. We're always hedged and we're always following the strategies. And speaking about strategies, if you guys would like to learn more about those strategies, make sure you press the link around us, because we have launched something called the I Am Insider. Ooh, sound effects. And I Am Insider is very exciting because in there you will have access to exclusive videos and also the books, right? You might have read some of Marcus and Maria's books as well. You will have those in there together with some amazing other content as well. Anything I missed there, Keith?
No, I think it's a great opportunity, especially for people who are new to the stock market, just to get daily and weekly updates to your inbox, because that's really going to build the momentum, expand your knowledge as well, and it's free. You can't go wrong with something that's free, right, Dennis?
Well, it depends, I would say. It depends, but not in this case. All right, so that's awesome. So make sure you click the link in the description or around us. Probably it's going to pop up somewhere, which is going to be very exciting. So do make sure you do that. And also, we have the last thing I want to look at in the stock market is, even though the markets are creating all-time highs, the market is neutral, right? Some people are scared. Maybe Corona will be picking up again. Maybe there will be more lockdowns. Who knows? But the market is neutral. It's usually not when it's neutral that we see a big market crash. This is the fear and greed index. This is the sentiment in the market where they do surveys and see, okay, what do investors think? Do they think the markets will crash? Do they think that they will go up in value? So if it is at extreme greed, then we are in a problem. Then it could be good to take profits. But when the market is fearful, as Warren Buffett says, then it might be time to buy. All right. So that's pretty much it for the Buffalo update. We're hedged. We always use a stop loss, always risking 1% of our portfolio. But it's a whole nother ball game when it comes to cryptocurrencies. And fortunately for us this week, Eamon's as well, but Keith's crystal ball has arrived. Isn't that true, Keith?
It has arrived. Hopefully it's not as faulty as the last one. But last time that we did look at the crypto market, it did kind of play out. So, it could have been right.
Yeah, well, absolutely. But if we look at Bitcoin here, right, just to give you a brief update, we're still ranging higher. We created a new all-time high at 52,800. And I want to take you into here looking at the weekly chart. So now every candle represents 1 week instead. And we have broken through. We thought that potentially this level here, that was a previous resistance, and this is region here, previous support, turned into resistance around the 50,000 area. And that's a psychological area as well. And now we've broken above that, right? We closed the weekly over 51,800. So we think the next stop would potentially be up here, right? Potentially around the 57, 58,000. And then, who knows? Maybe it goes even higher. But the market is looking bullish. The only thing, right, that we think that can really stand in the way for a big move higher, is a black swan event, which kind of means that, let's say a new COVID happens, the market crashes. The stock market crashes could drag stocks with it the stock market crash could drag the crypto market with it as well. And another thing is regulation. The crypto market is being regulated. I think the latest one is Polkadot. One of the bigger blockchain is now being investigated by the SEC. So, and it might be more to come, but there's also bullish news, because if they manage to regulate the crypto space, that is great news for all of us, because then it will give more legitimacy to the market as well. And then we have countries such as El Salvador. They are buying loads of Bitcoin at the moment. They have turned it into a national currency even. And there might even be more countries to follow after that as well. And just before we go into some more news, there's just some catch up to do here. It's not that much to do, but we have taken profits on Bitcoin. We're milking that cow. Let's hear it, Keith.
Moo!
That is a very, very impressive. Keith has practiced. We can hear that.
It's getting better. It's getting better.
Getting better. It's up 50% on Bitcoin. That is awesome. Make sure you follow the strategy. Even though we think it's going to go up more, we're not here for the thinking strategy, right? We are doing the strategy because it works. Ethereum, the same thing, also went up another 50%. So we were up 100% on it. It broke the 4,000 mark. So there's another moo. Moo! Beautiful. We sound like donkeys. Yeah. And then maybe I do. Your moo is actually really good. XRP, we took profit on last week. Nothing to do here. But that being said, it looks like XRP. You might have some more news on XRP, Keith. But it looks like XRP is breaking out from the, I wouldn't say terrorists with the SEC, but more of the regulation, because they were being viewed as an security. The SEC is hammering them a bit and saying you need to prove this and that. It looks like they're getting out of that, which is great news, because this is one of the bigger ones that is still undervalued. Anything to add there, Keith?
Yeah, I just think in regards to the SEC case, it's coming to the end of the discovery phase. Now, what is the discovery phase? This is the phase where you can get all of the information from all parties to then create the case. So the case actually hasn't started yet, but we are expecting the case to start within the next few weeks. But on the side of the discovery, it seems like Ripple are leading the race. They are beating the SEC. They have higher how can I say? They have the higher foot. They are above the SEC right now. They have the more advantage. Okay, so I would expect the Ripple to win the case, and then we should then see the push higher with Ripple, because it is currently really undervalued. And it is a currency which is now looking to be adopted by central banking systems as the native currency as well. So there's so much potential here. It is just the SEC case which is holding this down.
Well, I think the biggest reason to buy into XRP is actually that it says that on the registration plates on Keith's car.
There we go. There we go. When I become a Ripple millionaire, my car will represent that. It will come with me everywhere.
Yeah. We're pouring out Ripple out of your car. So, but with the other ones here, ICP, nothing to do. Binance Coin also not enough in profit for us to take anything. Same with VeChain. Cardano the same. We took some profit last week at 100%. It's dropping down a bit now. So look, maybe we'll find some entry points here. We were up 100% last week on Polkadot as well. Link is starting to range higher a bit here. And I think it's actually time to milk the cow on Link as well, to be honest. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Right, so up 100% on that as well, which is amazing. We're up 82% last week. So well done for that. And then we have Cake, right? So we're taking quite a bit of profits here. Cake not doing much there. Theta is actually going for it a bit. We were up 50%. We're waiting for the 100% before we take any profits on Theta. Polkadot Dex has gone up a bit. We're waiting a bit more for that. Same with Matic. Also, we're up a little bit more here. Hopefully taking profits next week. Maker not really reaching the 100%. Solana, on the other hand, is just going nuts. I even think, to be honest, we have another 50% here soon at least. But last week we took profit at the 250, then it went up to 300 and 450. So congratulations. And do remember, comment below, are you in these? Because that's the whole reason we're showing this, right? It's not we are in these, of course, this is what we do. But I hope you are. Comment below, did you get into Solana? And if you did not, make sure you're in the other ones, right? So you will get similar returns, hopefully. But that's 200%, Keith. Now this requires a big move.
Here we go.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Move!
Very good. Awesome. So that's Solana for you, everyone. 200% on that. So then we have TRX, not much to do there. Same with Engine Coin, around the entry or the 50% profit mark still. And then we have Aave, minus 68%, or sorry, plus 68%-ish last week. Chili's, we entered that. We're plus a little bit on that as well. We entered AWAX last week, down 25%. So good, still a good entry point if you're not in. Last but by no means least, we have Cello as well. So Cello this is the new one for this week. And Cello is interesting because they have gotten a lot of attention recently because they have launched a $100 million fund, all right? And they're partnering with one of the biggest DeFi projects on Ethereum. So this is what's so exciting, that they're getting these partnerships, getting a lot of money in their ecosystem, which is when we saw this big spike. But I think that bodes really well for the future as well. So we are entering Cello. It's minus 37%, reducing the small cap strategy. So we think cryptos are very, very exciting at the moment. And I think the last thing here, I was looking at some of the notes here. Twitter actually, they have 206 million daily active users worldwide, and they are actually adding a Bitcoin tipping feature to the platform, which is great news. 206 million users daily worldwide, and there's around between 3 and 400 million in total users of Bitcoin buyers and sellers. So just Twitter could add a lot of new people into the crypto space as well. And the last thing that is interesting, in September, Cardano will do their hard fork. Well, they will finally implement this month smart contracts. And if that is successful, Cardano might go up quite rapidly. So make sure you do your research on Cardano as well. So I think that's everything for the crypto session for this week, but we're bullish on the market. It looks very exciting, and we will report as soon as anything changes. Keith, anything to add for cryptos except that you're super duper excited?
No, I think it's an interesting time for the crypto market. We are looking at the last leg up, as we've always said. So it is time to hopefully take some profits and having the biggest moves possible, right? And that's the goal. The goal is the money, but also the moves.
The moves. Yes, for
the
sure.
moves.
And then we have the VCAs as well. So there's not much to report on the VCAs. It is a slower moving market. It is moving up a little bit. Spotify has, we're up a few percent on that, but nothing to take profit on. Same with Pass. We're around break even soon since we entered 2 times, which is good news. And then Etsy, we are a bit in profit on that. I think we're even up as much as 12% on that. So it's getting closer to take profit on that as well. TripAdvisor, we're a bit in a loss. So do your research so you could get in at a better price than we did. And the same with Schneider International. We're around 5% in profits. You see, it's a lot slower than stocks. AG, a silver company as well, around break even on that. We have Barrick's Gold, which is down a little bit. So do your research on that as well. But very, very exciting companies we're getting into. And Insight Corporation, looking good as well. And the Insight Corporation, we are down, well, around break even, I would say. PayPal, we entered that at minus 10% just because it's such an interesting company. They're in cryptos and it's a very good company. And we're currently up around 5.6% on that as well. Alibaba, we entered last week, around 40% drop. And we are currently up around 6% in profit, waiting for that 15 to 20% before we take profits on that. CRM is one we took profit on, so we're going to remove that from the list. And then we have Uber. We entered Uber as well at minus 20. It's around the entry point, so you still have a good opportunity to build your position there. Yes, as a first entry. Remember, we enter as it goes down, so we do build those positions. And then we have here, we're a bit around break even, I would say, on that. So we're waiting for that to go up as well. And then we're adding a new one this week, which is Medifast. And we're going to call in our special analyst here for fundamentals, which is Keith. It's minus 30% at the moment. But why are we entering into Medifast here?
Perfect. So as you can see on the screen right now, we have FinViz, which is our fundamental software that we can see what is the company doing, what is actually the health of the company. So as you can see with Med, we have a good market cap of 2.27 billion, or 72 billion, sorry. We have positive income. That is crucial because that is showing that the company is making money. We then have a PEG ratio of under 1, which is showing it's undervalued currently. We are seeing a good debt to equity of 0.00, which is actually showing that the company has no debt compared to the equity they've got. Now, do I believe that? Not really. I believe there is some attached debt to the company, but not enough to come up over its equity. Then if we have a look, it's really, really good earnings per share for the next year, next 5 years. And that is showing you the growth in profit that they are making or potentially going to make. But one of my favorite areas is the ROA, E and I, return on assets, return on investment, and return on equity. And this is basically showing how effective management is at generating money within themselves. So the ROA is showing you, okay, I'm making profit on just the assets we hold. Because don't forget, companies can also accumulate assets, not just what it has in its business, right? Not just the furniture, the computers, the products. It also can accumulate assets through cryptocurrencies like Tesla is doing, and MicroStrategies is also doing. It can also accumulate businesses like Apple do, like Amazon do, and that is classed as an asset. So the return on assets is showing us, okay, we are generating profits and it's really, really high. It's above 40%. So that means it's making 49% profit just from assets that it's currently holding. And as you can see, lastly, is the sales year on year has started to increase year on year on year, which is another positive growth for this company. And the fact that the company health is really, really good with good prospects for the next 12 months, and it's currently down 30%, I think is a really good opportunity for us to invest into this company. Anything else to add there, Dennis?
No, I think that was brilliant. I think that was awesome even. So this is the one we're getting into. The only thing to add is probably that we are on a level of support as well. So both of the VCA and the Buffalo kind of are converging here. So it is at the support and it's down 30%, a brilliant opportunity to take a position on this. But also, I mean, the reason we really want you to watch this is because of these. These are the results we're getting here. And you can see here, we on CCA, we are up 1,160% on the money invested since we started in September a year ago. So it's a year ago now. Small cap 1,320. And don't forget, it's not on our whole account because we could have sold more, but we're milking the cow as it goes up. We're up around 36% on a year on the Buffalo. We're up 635% on the money invested with VCA. So if you would like to get these results, make sure you join IM Insider. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, because we are not playing around here. We are definitely doing this for a reason, right? We love to do this, but we love when you are making profits. So once again, do make sure you comment below. Are you doing this? Are you getting into this? Were you in Solana? Are you taking action? Because we are going to be here to support you on every step on the way. So I hope you enjoyed these trades of the week, and we are absolutely looking forward to seeing you in the next week's trades of the week.